Okay, let's talk today about a concept called prejudging the call. And everybody does this. I do this. We do curb qualifying. Somebody pulls up to the curb and gets out, and you look at them, you look at their car, and you decide immediately how much they can afford to spend, etc. Right? And whether they're a fit. Now, we've all heard the story of the disheveled, dirty guy who comes into the clothing store and nobody wants to approach the guy. And some salesman finally does. And it turns out the guy's been working in the backwoods for months and has a ton of money and is back in town and wants to, get a new wardrobe, right? And is there to spend a ton of money and has it. So it's not always true, right? Curb qualifying can make us as salespeople make mistakes. That's simple. This even happened to me yesterday. I've got a great offer to go back to some existing clients and talk to about. And I began going through my list, and this is about 20 people, right? And it's a $15,000 to $21,000 offer. And I'm qualifying them, even though they've already bought at a 10,000 plus level. Okay, I'm qualifying them as to whether they would be interested in this thing because it's a sports related thing. And I'm like, no, this doctor won't be interested in that, and this person won't like that, and whatever. And I was doing this with the marketing manager on the line talking to me of this company, and he said, no, don't make the decision for them. I was like, oh crap, I realized what I was doing, right? I was judging the next call. Now, this is one side of it, okay? Prejudging, curb qualifying, okay? And he said, let them make the decision. And he was right. And so, today's the day I've approached two of them about it, and there's a bunch more. I've got a couple hours set aside here to go after the rest today. Because this offer for clients only ends on Thursday. So, a couple more days to take action on it. Anyway, that was an interesting example of me telling myself a story about what these people would like based on my very limited experience with them. I've got a 2 or 3 hours experience with each of them. That's it. Okay. So, like you said, don't make the decision for them. Okay. Now, qualify quickly. You guys know that I believe that qualifying is a superpower for me, and I can do it in a few minutes and pull out a lot of information based on a few things somebody tells me, right? I can get, attitude and mindset, money tolerance cues, all this kind of stuff comes out of things that people share with me as answers to a few questions. And then I can figure out whether they're a fit for this offer or not. However, something like this where I don't know all of the needs and preferences and interests of somebody because I don't really know them as well as I think that I do, right? In this case, no, let the customer make the decision. Let the prospect make the decision. That was a great takeaway, okay, about curb qualifying. Now, the other side of this is so you have a couple of calls, and let me tell you, as a sales trainer and having talked to other sales trainers over the years, right? The last 6 conversations that a salesperson has, that's everybody, okay? Just so you know, that's now the entire market, the last 6 conversations they had. This is all you can remember, right? I mean, I look back on my calendar and I look at appointments from 3 weeks ago and I was like, who is this person? Like that's why we take good notes, right? But if you have a bunch of dials and you start locking yourself into that mindset of this is everybody is like this, you're going to do yourself a disservice because you're going to start prejudging the next call. Well, the last 5 people sucked, the last 3 people sucked, the last call sucked, so the next one is going to suck too, right? And going into that, no, okay. This next prospect, like, it's a clean slate. You don't know, and I don't know, okay, what they're like, whether they qualify or not, how good of a conversation you're going to have, etc. All you can control is whether you show up, okay? And I've talked about this in videos for years, what you can control as a salesperson. Maybe I'll find an old video and pair it with new stuff today and see. Because there's a lot salespeople try to control. And the truth is, all you can do is show up and run your consistent sales process. Do you have one? If you don't have one, consider getting the Sales on Fire program. It's been proven to help entrepreneurs and salespeople for 10 plus years now. Okay, it's going to be 11 years very soon. And I keep adding to it. The original thing was a couple hours. Now it's, I don't know what, 16, 20 hours, something like that. And it's in, 3 modules. So it's a lot of stuff, but you can get using it pretty quick, right? Just the same. If you've been watching these videos and enjoying it, really the key is, who do you resonate with? Who do you like learning from? Okay. My takeaway for you today, okay? Watch the curb qualifying. Don't make the decision for the prospect about what they're going to like or not like, because you don't really know, okay? And don't prejudge the next call. Remember that the last few calls that a salesperson has suddenly becomes the entire market. That whole target market's like this. Okay, yeah. And so it's very easy to start prejudging the next call. The best thing to do is get up, take a little walk, go outside for a second. You put a separator between you, metaphorically, right, and the past event, and look at this next conversation as a brand new thing. It exists in of itself, okay, in a bubble. That's the best way to treat this stuff. All right, that's a lot. I'll see you tomorrow.